let myself be tricked like this.
Oh, we are racing. Straight down, too. Is that Lady Liberty?
Revolved around you, idiot. Says that they're fucking with you. Remember that already.
True. He is distracting you for a reason. He's mentioning her name the whole time. But we were trying to find
where she lived, but not how she lived.
What was in
that? I would say
that?
below poverty line. If not for the fact that I've crossed the poverty line 100 levels up. Somehow I have to find her.
We were trying to find like that what was in that secret room. So I mean we're a little distracted, but oh man. So we finally get to visit the bottom that Sarah's talked about. I mean, and obviously she's real. She's not just like a computer in the mind, right? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's RicketyGames. I'm Sydney and today we are back with Nobody Wants to Die. We are here in the slums looking for Sarah because the stranger basically told us that he was going after her, that he's been messing with her this whole time while we've been distracted in the dungeon that Mr. Green has. We found a lot of really interesting information there, but now is not the time to ponder on it because we have to save our friend Sarah. I don't know if this is the last episode or not. I think there's still a little bit more to go, but I'm so interested because the mystery is ramping up now. Things are going at a speedier pace, I think, and it's going to be very, very interesting, so let's get into it. Okay, so we are here circling around the bottom floor, which is kind of weird to say, but like literally the ground. Lady Liberty's head is right here.
The question is, what are my taxes being spent on?
That's what you're asking, sir? It's urgent that we find our Miss Ma'am.
Sarah needs electricity, and lots of it. These converters look new. Let's see.
Oh, that's good. I think that's the right track then. They're connected by some wires. This, I think?
Maybe I'll stop complaining about my apartment.
Nope. Clearly not. But yes, bro, you should really stop complaining.
These cables come out of the converter. Sarah, where are you?
Yeah, we definitely gotta find her. Satellite.
Electric current powers up the antenna. Must be operational. Sarah needs to communicate somehow. I need to get a closer look.
Ooh. Are we actually gonna land on the ground? Ooh. Very exciting. Sarah mentioned growing up on the ground floor, right? Have you ever been up in open spaces and then gone back to your apartment on the ground floor? I assumed that she had actually gotten out of it, but clearly not. This will be really...
Lady Liberty, down in the dirt. At least she stayed right here with her people. No one else did.
Wow, that's crazy. Look at that. Her fucking head. Liberty Island. This will be really interesting to be able to find Sarah, if we can actually find her, and, you know, make sure she's okay, but also get to see where her life is at, because we've seen ours. X-ray.
Draws the most of it.
Oh, there we go. Is there anything to look around at? It doesn't appear to be. That's crazy. Oh. Alright, we'll keep looking at the cable. Because I don't want to miss anything. We're in a new, like brand new area, even for James. Up the wall. Coffee is life. Sam Lake would be proud. The man, the myth, the master. Oh, right there.
It has to be here. I hope I'm not too late.
So these are everybody's houses. down here. Oh my god, she's up there. Wow. Okay, so this must be Sarah's.
Sarah?
Let's hope we're right before we just break down somebody's fucking house. Barge and enter. Find Sarah's
The
location.
murderer wanted to pull me into a maze, get me drunk with fear. But I had nothing to lose, and had been drunk already for a week.
Straight up. Like, literally. It was like a little mini chapter. Here we go. Go away. No, I want to find Sarah.
What is this place?
This looks like underground. You can't hide behind that. Oh fuck, this isn't just graffiti, this is a message. Uh-oh. Mr. Killer's been here already. Fuck. Oh, this is a trap. Oh god, I hope Sarah's okay. Oh! Not like this! Not now! Are we empty? Oh shit.
Oh, fuck!
Come on, come on, come on. We can hold it together. Don't move, I swear to fucking god. I don't think it's that type of game, but don't move. Oh. Nice. I love mannequin hands. Oh, goodness, you need a hand. Oh. Do you need a hand? Don't move, I swear to God. Please don't move. It says leave. Now, there's a way to go. This is a dead end. Is that Sarah? Oh, fuck. On the back of the head there. Thank you. Oh, look at that, look at that. What is that even? Oh my god, is that the torch? I think it's the torch from Lady Liberty's torch. But like, removed and maybe helping to power things down here? That's pleasant. Oh, god, why? I'd be pulling the sheet off that mannequin. Why is it spooky? I'd be pulling the sheets off of all this shit. Be like, Sarah, This is either Sarah dicking with us, or it's the killer. I think it's the killer, because I can't imagine she would write her own name on a mannequin head. Last chance. Well, I'm drunk and stupid, right? Go away. Fucking mannequins. It's always mannequins.
What the hell?
Whoa! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
You thought I'd be an easy target.
Why do they sound like that? Oh, there they are.
Police, don't shoot! Put the gun down, now!
Right. Then we live happily ever after.
Is he taking? Oh, cause do you hear there's like a dual voice?
What do you really want?
For you to realize
you're making a huge mistake.
Oh my god, it is Sarah. He's like controlling her. What have you done to
What
her?
have you done to her? Talk!
Drop your weapon and get out. I'm counting to 3. 1.
Let's settle this one-on-one!
gonna shoot? Guys, because it would hurt her, no? I guess I don't have a choice in that. Because I think
James, can you hear me?
he's taking over her, like with the Acorite.
What the fuck?
Oh my god, is that Sarah?
Okay. Cool it now. It's me, Sarah. We're good. Just relax.
Nice fucking office, girl.
Sarah,
Sarah!
you look like shit.
Bro.
Yeah, back at ya. You're goddamn lucky I missed. I thought some junkie broke into my house.
You're lucky I missed. Yeah, I guess we got like winged in the wrist.
I'm almost finished stitching you up.
Could you almost finish faster?
She looks sick.
How'd you find me?
You know I'm a detective, right?
I didn't think anyone would bother trying to find me.
We care.
Stay still. Why did you come here?
For you. Thought you were in danger. Let's start with you. Yeah, what
When
the
we
hell?
lost contact, I thought he got you.
So that's why you busted in here like a psycho on a hunch?
A little more than a hunch.
Meaning?
I have some questions too.
Wait, then what did we just see?
You should be in your first shell. The comfortable and efficient one. What the hell have you gotten yourself into?
She probably had to... Well, she either got in trouble or she had to pay for something.
And you're smoking too. Someone's fallen into bad company here.
This body must have been through half a century of addiction. It'll drop dead before I get used to it.
You're 30, right? Where did you get this body from? Oh, did he take her body?
So are you going to tell me where you got it?
My family thinks I'm away. I got the best synthesizer, remote work equipment. I didn't have to explain myself to anyone. And then fucking James Karra had to waltz in here and ruin everything.
I'm so confused.
I'm good at that. So what have you gotten yourself into?
It's a long story and complicated.
Good thing I'm a professional at complicated stories.
Have you met us? We're fucked up too, man.
I didn't want to, but I had no choice. I did something sketchy, but otherwise...
You can trust me.
It's all right. You can trust me.
Okay.
I rented my body on the black market.
Department liaison. Don't make fun of her.
Sarah, what was your motive?
Motive? Seriously?
I'm not judging. I just...
What is this, an interrogation? No, fuck you.
Oh, fuck. I was trying to be nice. I thought, like, her being like, you, the department liaison, was like a meaner choice. Old museum. Liberty Island, Manhattan. So she's supposed to be young. She's like about 30. And James, I guess, has seen her before, so he knows what she looks like, and that's not what she normally looks like. Interesting.
What fucking emotions management issues?
James Karra, tips for cooperation. Not to mention the wife. Don't argue. Distract him. He abuses alcohol. The problem of emotion management. That's for real. Okay, but what the fuck just happened? So, did we hallucinate the stranger, like the stranger's voice, like antagonizing us in that moment with Sarah? Like, because we heard the split, right? I mean, obviously it was Sarah being like, who the fuck are you and why are you in my house, right? Because from her perspective, somebody just broke into her fucking house here, right? Her museum. And that's a little strange, right? But from our perspective, we thought it was the stranger. Fuck. If that's the case, then it might be like the stranger's in our mind and it's us. You know what I mean? And we have like a split personality. And she's like watching us. Here's all the dead people. Look at her digs. I know we're on the ground floor, but this is cool. Like, she's got a great setup here. Department of Mortality, her computer. It's cool, okay. She's probably like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Get out. I didn't mean to piss her off. I genuinely thought that would be like the what the fuck? Chicken? I genuinely thought that would be like the least, because like if you're gonna be like, oh, you the department liaison, like that's above or beneath you, you know what I mean? So I thought maybe it would be better, but
2071 Green Bank. Acid rains ravaging our planet will not cause the extinction of the flora. The new project involves collecting bulbs and seeds and temporarily creating holographic facsimiles of all plants. The real, most exquisite specimens of flora will still be on display in the roof sections of the living museums.
this is like left over from the museum that she's taken over. Very interesting. I was not trying to be mean, but I feel like that conversation wasn't gonna go well no matter what. She seems really uncomfortable that we're here invading her space, but also, oh.
Those mushrooms are funny.
Why did we say it like that? You know, also asking her questions and like invading like her situation right now. Dreaming Icarus. Frozen memories. Research by an independent scientist and social activist B. Chalmers proves that memory disorders increase in proportion to each year spent in the memory bank. CTC Director George Boyle declined to comment. Unofficial sources say authorities have initiated proceedings against Chalmers. Fearing censorship, Chalmers is publishing his research in our newspaper. Identity at risk. Professors R. Profit and D. Sinburn argue that Icarite transplantation does not guarantee continuity of identity. Oh. The Icarite rebuilds functional organization specific to the functioning of each individual in a new body, recreating it only to the extent that the new biological environment allows it. This is why synchronization is so difficult for some people. Dreaming Icarites. Memory bank scans by an activist group that wishes to remain anonymous show traces of frozen Icarite activity. Does this mean that even dismembered Icarites can feel or think? Can they dream? Do androids dream of electric sheep? I have so many questions right now. I'm so confused. Okay, well, let's go. Oh, there's more things. Practice guide to sculpture. Chickens! Do we have to find all the chickens?
2057 Bioresurrection. Scientists have painstakingly developed a formula of plant nutrients, which can resurrect any plant, even with the smallest amount of sunlight. Soon, living museums will bloom again.
So I think that's the plant gel that we've seen when he was talking about the last cherry tree that Green was hung on, and our little plant. What's up here? All the museum things. Just get all the
Citizens,
leftover.
I assure you, we care about the environment as much as we care about the development and availability of Icarite technology. And so, as your president, I promise you this. On Mother Earth Day, April 22nd, 2088, we will reconstruct every plant down to the smallest and make cities bloom again. Not out of town, not in museums, right here on Liberty Island. I give you my word as president. The symbol of America will grow among proud trees. I see the future, and I give you my word, our future is green.
Well, that went well since everything's covered in cement and definitely high up in the air. So there... Yeah, I think that's her torch, Lady Liberty's torch. That's awesome. How interesting. So she's hanging out over there. We were in here, so I think we found everything. Let's go this way. Is this the last chicken? It is the last chicken. Why? I'm so confused.
"2042 living museums. In response to the continuing needs of the populace, the government has taken steps to save our planet's natural heritage. Selected rural nature parks will become living museums. They will become a refuge for all endangered species of fauna and flora."
Didn't last very long if they did go through with it. Does it say miniature exhibition, Statue of Liberty, starts from 07/01/2270. Interesting.
What an eyesore.
Did you say anything?
No, nothing. Lovely sculptures.
The mannequins. I mean, she's got some very interesting tech down here. Hello, ma'am.
What are these figurines?
They're memories. I've read that after an Icarite transplant, especially an illegal one, some can be lost. That one's the most valuable.
I don't want to be rude, but I also don't want to miss anything. 10 Secrets of Recycled Art. Alright.
One night, when the acid rain was bad, Taylor and I hid upstairs, where you came in. And back then, it was just a 2 by 3 foot hole that ended in a wall of rubble. And instead of sitting in the cold with her teeth chattering like any normal person, Taylor started fiddling with the flashlight.
This is really cool.
And then something flashed in the pile of rubble, so we started digging. And we dug until we unearthed this little Statue of Liberty figurine. It was beaten up, but looked valuable. And we fenced it right away. And we came back here hoping to find more.
Taylor, I think, is her wife, right? Are you an orphan? Who's Taylor?
Who's Taylor?
Greatest treasure in this dump. We found out there used to be a museum here. So we dug more. Day after day, till our hands were bloody. We kept digging for normal people. Portrait of misery, desperation, but for Taylor, we were adventurers on a fucking treasure hunt. We glued, fixed, and sold everything we found. Would you believe we excavated this whole place like a pair of underage slum archaeologists?
The authorities allow it? Who cares? How long did it take?
Must have taken a while.
Almost 5 years, but it was our livelihood.
Wow.
We were dirt poor and surrounded by dirt, but we felt rich. At least until Taylor tricked me. 8 years ago, give or take a few days.
So, not the wife then. Somebody can hold a grudge.
Sister?
No. We were in love.
Okay.
I remember exactly when she tricked me, because it was when I turned 21.
first subscription. And Taylor paid for it for me. She did it behind my fucking back.
She didn't want it.
That's bad. What am I missing?
After a month, her subscription expired. We were broke. There was no one to help. She wound up in the bank. And the body went to auction. And that's why I have to get her out. No matter what it takes. You're the detective. Now you know my motive.
Oh shit. We're tripping. So she's trying to get her...
Oh, fuck! Damn it. Got any ambrosia anywhere? Anything higher octane?
I'll pour us something. Or you can also help yourself to ambrosia in the bedroom.
I'll do that, thank you. Okay, so the trick is that Taylor used the money to buy her first subscription, and
James,
at the cost of
do you
herself.
mind?
Sorry, ma'am, sorry. At the cost of Taylor's self. So Taylor ended up going to the bank and is being kept there, just
Out
her
of my
brain.
way.
But she has no body to be in. And we just read that article that says, like, the longer you stay in the bank, the more memory damage there's a possibility of, right? So there's a good chance that if she does get Taylor out, Taylor might not remember who she is. Or who her original self even was. Oh, no. And then, so Sarah's been trying to, I guess, do anything it takes to make more money to buy Taylor out of the bank. The memory bank. And she's been studying up. Jane Salma, the key to happiness. Jane Salma, synchronization, a key to happiness. We've already discovered the key to eternal life. Now it's time for the key to eternal happiness. It's the book you're holding. Jane Salma, an expert in psychology and psychiatry whose famous statement, synchronization is all that really matters, reveals the secrets to deepening the synchronization process and achieving eternal happiness. Somehow I don't think it's that simple, but okay.
Blood tests. From the beginning of the month.
Jane Salma's blood test results? Why would those be in here? She is Jane Salma. So that's the medicine we need to take, but I want to see if there's anything more. Department of Mortality. Body confiscation. This is the receipt for when they took her. Got it. For a second I thought this was like she stole the body, but like why would there be a certificate for that? This is when they came to take Taylor away and take the body and put her memory in the memory bank. Or her mind. Oh. The last chicken. Hermes. There's the root. Taylor. I thought Taylor was the wife. I thought they mentioned her having the wife or the girlfriend. So I think it's obvious they were orphans or ran away because, well, maybe not, because there's a family up here. Unless it's like their dream family. But like they're running around with no supervision, no one seemed to miss them.
I remember it. This is older than me.
Chicken of Justice. So this explains all the chickens on the wall. Chicken of Justice, the last of his kind. He fights for a better world. When darkness falls, he dons a mask and dispenses justice. He crows each dawn with a pure heart, knowing he's protected the streets of the city. Add-on, solve puzzles, and summon the Chicken of Justice. Are you worthy to become his assistant? Is that what they were doing? Summoning the Chicken of Justice? Max, Dario, and Peter. My last will. Oh. My last will. Max, Peter, and Dario. You deserve answers. Lots of them. But first, you deserve an apology. I think it's supposed to say an apology. I lied to you. I haven't gone anywhere. I tried to get Taylor out. I didn't want you involved because it was too dangerous. The fact that you're reading this is proof. I'm sorry I left you. I'm sorry I didn't say anything, and I'm sorry I didn't make it. I only ask one thing, and I've thought about it carefully. If I can't live without Taylor, I want to dream with her. I believe we'll dream together in the bank. Don't pull me out. Love, Sarah. Yes, I sorted everything for you. The items are below, marked with your names. Everything else can be thrown away or sold or divided equally. Oh. So those must be her brothers. The rest of her family. So she's been here in hiding, working for the police, the Department of Mortality, and probably telling her family that she's made it up, you know, above somewhere, that she's doing better than she is, and it's not true. Oh. Very interesting to see, Sarah. Oh, I didn't even take the medicine that we went in there for. Take that. Just a little bit. You know, keep the madness away. Alright, where is Miss Ma'am? Over in the kitchen. Something stronger.
James, aren't you afraid your memories will eventually fade away?
I don't think about that. Mine don't fade away, they haunt me.
Lucky me. Mine don't fade. They haunt me. More literally than I'd like.
You must have some good ones. At least one.
A wife who keeps bothering me while I'm watching a movie. Top career and fame.
We're at the movies, and Rachel tries to convince me it's a crime flick she's already seen. They were all the same to her. And of course, she's teasing me, and I'm trying to watch the fucking movie. Right now, I'd give anything to be sitting there next to her. I'd focus all my attention on her.
Maybe then you wouldn't remember it. Maybe it's the imperfect moments that create the most precious memories.
One room is well secured. Have you read Chicken of Justice? Yeah, Chicken of Justice.
Have you read Chicken of Justice?
There is no way you know this.
Can I move?
The last of his kind. He could give up, but he fights for a better world for the rest of us. A true hero.
Oh, I don't believe it. My brother Dario was crazy about him.
The Dario also write riddles. I already like this kid.
I already like this kid. The chicken is only one step away from detective stories.
I didn't find something. Fuck.
This one room, the bedroom, is totally secure.
It's a slum, but I gotta be able to close my eyes sometimes. It's possible to break in there with enough effort, but I'd have time to be awake and ready.
Smart. It wasn't so easy with me.
Not so easy with me, right?
Would you rather end up reconstructing the Icarite?
Yeah, they probably wouldn't bother trying to save me at this point.
Inside was a bunch of files with names.
In the middle of the room was a bunch of files with names.
Can't you respect anyone else's privacy?
I was gonna say, she's like,
I
the
said
fuck you
none of the
snooping?
siblings knew. If something went wrong, I prepared myself for it.
But what's one have to do with the other?
I sorted things out for them and left a will that made it clear I believed Taylor and I would be in heaven at the bank.
Looks like you covered all the bases. Nice work.
There's no
Thanks.
use in berating
Try.
her. She already knows it's pretty fucked up. What are we drinking to? How did you end up with the police? What's going on with your siblings now?
I hope this isn't a tough question. Sarah, how are Max, Dario, and Peter now?
I wasn't talking...
I saw the name on the cabinets. Did they...
Don't worry, they're all alive and doing pretty well.
They rented a legal apartment, floor 40. They have better air than here. Bodies wear out slower.
That's good.
So how did a slum girl get this job?
Maybe you got yours. I had to work for it.
I earned my success. I admire your determination.
Points for determination. Must not have been easy for you.
Fortunate combo. I had insomnia and hated wasting my time.
I guess that's how I managed to pass all the exams.
Nice.
Did our department come for Taylor?
Yes.
So why...
Did I join you? Maybe I wanted to take control? Of some sort. I decided I was never going to be powerless like that again. I'm just a liaison, but I already know when and where they move.
Do you know who it was? Which one of us came for Taylor?
It was hard to resist the temptation to check it out.
Wanna get some revenge?
He was so ordinary. A regular agent. To really get justice,
I'd have to get revenge on this whole sick fucking system.
Watch her be the fucking stranger. Oh, she could be. Maybe we didn't hallucinate.
Then how about we get revenge on this whole sick fucking system?
Like that's possible.
We created it, and if it was...
What if it was?
Wait, what kind of bullshit is that? Are you accusing me of something?
Just
Just
digging.
curious.
Just digging. Just digging. I didn't find something. Fuck.
What are we drinking to?
Well, you're the expert. Sit down and make a toast.
I definitely was digging for information, because, like, if we're like, well, what if there was a way, right? And the guy that we're chasing, the stranger, like, seems to be his point, right? To get revenge on the people that, like, kind of started this mess. But there's definitely something coincidental, I will say, about her situation and the case that we're investigating. And, I mean, voice changers and whatnot.
And you?
Probably
Why'd you become a cop?
easily exist. Oh shit, a good career for a former athlete.
Work well under pressure, resistant to stress, ability to assess situations quickly.
Can I sit?
Only the commander instead of a coach, and the field's a bit bigger.
And that's all?
I believed in justice. Then shit like that.
But you don't anymore?
Grow up, I believe. I
As
believe.
much as ever. I'm just not looking for it in the department.
Copy that.
I'm so mad I missed something. Should I, wait, can I go find it? I can't go find it. Yeah, baby. I'll go find something.
Someone here has good taste.
The blue bird. Kind of looks like our car. Maybe it is. Probably why he says that. We've seen that. We've seen that.
Were you close with Seth?
I prefer not to talk about him. He was my partner.
Sure. He was my partner. Why do you ask?
I remember you mentioned that you even talked with him about synchro problems.
We'd been sitting in a car for several dozen years. Had to talk about something.
The first time he ended up reconstructing an Icarite?
Mm-hmm.
You blaming yourself?
You knew the risks.
Cops look out for their partners. And he was my friend. So, yeah. I blame myself. I hope he gets back on his feet after all this.
Damn it, I still haven't found the thing. Oh. Whoa. That's cool. I noticed all the glowy stars, but I didn't realize you could turn off this light here and trigger them all. That's really cool. Aww. So I definitely lived here. So it must be, this is Taylor and Sarah, and then her brothers, Dario, Peter, and Max. and they didn't have their parents, and it's just them, and they raised her brothers.
What do you remember about the train accident?
Only scraps of memories, fragments. I can't put it back together. And those fucking synchro tests.
What I wouldn't give to be able to go through them. You need time.
Thanks. I'd rather focus on the task at hand.
Every time I wander in here, it triggers a new conversation for her. I keep wandering around trying to find whatever the locked option is, and I haven't found anything. Because we read everything.
What are these funny mushrooms?
Oh, they're great for your health.
Is that all?
And they help with desynchro in micro doses.
I'm not judging.
We're hardly the person to judge anything. I guess we'll drink. But, I was just trying to find, you know, like if there was any extra things that I could trigger, but I think I have scoured this apartment for everything, sadly. I keep trying to, like, go in and out of all of the things, but there's nowhere else to go. Alright. Let's just do it. Toasty woasty.
Bottoms up.
Honesty to the past.
Honesty. I think we're gonna need it.
Okay.
Why is the creepy music back? Oh, she's probably the stranger. Yummy! What are you renting the body for? I think we know. She sold her other one to try and make money, right? So this one... Unless she is getting it back. Or no, renting out her older body. I guess that's the question.
What are you renting the body for?
Surrogate. For some rich broad. A good one, I hope.
Oh, what?
Sarah, please tell me it's not Jane Salma. I found her file.
Calm down. I checked her. I got to her. She had a similar case before, and they couldn't prove anything, even with plenty of evidence.
Damn it.
The arrangement came from me. She had the dough, I had the body with the right biological conditions, plus I could cover for her. That's why I know she's not a suspect.
A little weird.
Okay. I'll trust you. At least I'll try.
Much appreciated.
Alright. So you rented your body. Where did you get this one? The current model.
Salma said it was recycled.
Interesting.
Give one to me.
No. A recycled body? After what I've seen, that's hard to swallow. They must have put someone on ice for you to get it.
No. Somebody bought a new body, and no one wanted this one.
Shall we check it? If you say so.
We can scan the shell and check.
There's no need, really. Let's not.
I think she's probably already done that. Sure you know what you're doing? Hypocrite. These are both bad options.
You sure you know what you're doing? You need to see the big picture of what you've gotten yourself into.
James, I have nightmares. Every single fucking night. I see her in them.
Welcome to the club.
Every morning, I wake up from them and Taylor can't. And it haunts me. What if she's trapped there in an endless nightmare?
It's your nightmare, not hers.
They're your nightmares, not hers. You're projecting your fears, but they don't exist. And you have to deal with them.
James, I have to save her. Fuck! You understand?
For Rachel, I'd cross any line. I think it's true.
I get it. Sometimes you have to cross the line. And if you do it, at least make it for someone you love.
Well, I don't know if that's what I want.
Do you know what I'd give to see Rachel again? Fucking anything.
Thanks for being straight with me.
Press your finger.
I can handle it.
She cut it trying to rip up the sticker, the plate on there. I feel like that was the right course of action for James, because like, they've made it clear since the beginning that he's not the type of guy who cares about the rules, right? Like, and the only thing he wants is his wife, and it's very clear that like she's dead, like final dead, right? Otherwise she'd be around, or something about the bank, right? He would have mentioned it. She's dead. And I think that, you know, for James, the struggle is that he would cross any line to get to her. She's the only thing that mattered to him, and he understands her plight. So I don't really feel like berating her about the choices that she's made, because one, we're not in her situation. She has nothing, right? And she's doing the absolute best she can for the things that she wants, that she needs, right? And it's coming at the cost of her own life. But for her, that's worth it. And we are not in a place to judge her for those decisions. So I don't really feel it's worth being like arrogant towards her and, you know, bullying her when we don't really know the whole picture, right? We haven't lived her life. We don't know everything she's been through. Obviously, we can see that it's not been an easy life. And, you know, where we're coming from is a place of relative privilege compared to her. We're not, you know, the gods on Mount Olympus, but we have our own place. You know, we had a mega life as a baseball star, and then we got to just have the job that, you know, we got, right? She said that I didn't get the job, I had to earn it, right? I'm sure we had to go through a little bit of hoops to get ours, but nowhere near anything that she's been through to prove what she is worth in this life, sadly, right? Someone like James doesn't really need to work that hard to do it. I'm not saying he didn't work to get it, just not as hard as her, right? It's all relative to others. So I just don't really feel the need to bully her into anything. They're definitely trying to plant the idea that she could be the stranger, and it wouldn't surprise me if she is, just because she has a strong enough motive to want to tear up the system, right, to get true revenge, that kind of thing. And since we did kind of hallucinate, you know, the stranger's voice, we heard it, it'd almost be like her kind of teasing him, trying to get our true motivations out of us, right? Why are we actually doing this? Why have we made the choices that we've made, right? She's trying to size us up if she were the stranger. At this current moment, I don't think she is. I think that they're just trying to kind of plant the seeds there to throw you off. But I think I think Sara is fine. I think she's just had a really shitty life and a shitty lot in life, and she's trying to make the best of what she has. And I think she's doing good at it, but she obviously is mixed up on a lot of things. Jane Salma, for example, she could have let us know that, but it's also none of our business. And it kind of affects the case, but like Jane Salma's only been mentioned, right? She was seen in the car with Park, but like not really involved, kind of peripherally. So I'm not that miffed at it. It is a little coincidental that she is lending her body as a surrogate for Jane Salma, and she is involved in this case, but it's fine. Anyways, let's just continue.
Sara, we need to start investigating.
Just a minute. Not so fast. One more question. A basic one.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell me why you stormed in here like a lunatic?
I told you. I thought you were in danger.
Based on what? Did something happen when we lost contact?
Mm-hmm. Can you fire up the board here?
No.
Do it the old way, then. In the meantime, I'll summarize the Red Room for you.
The Red Room?
It's a piece of fucked up history. Better buckle up.
I can't believe all this evidence. You were right from the start.
Seriously? What surprises you most?
That's not what I meant. But the murderer was behind everything from the beginning. Did he take over his body?
Strong assumption. We better go one step at a time.
That's what I was thinking.
You're going to get skeptical now?
I just want to sort it out.
Okay.
Well-
Where do we start?
We always want to be
James,
skeptical.
I managed to get what was in Green's safe. There were recordings of his synchro tests and a ton of private notes. It's pretty unusual.
Upload.
Huh. I love we get dropped more evidence. Okay, we'll start like usual. We'll go through all of the evidence. We'll hear what we have to say with each other. And then we'll start figuring out what we need over here. So let's just pick them up one by one and see what they have to say.
His own transfer machine. I can't even get my shit together after 3.
This explains his problems. They were his own doing.
Green had an illegal consciousness transfer machine, kept it in a secret room under the foyer. And the Ouroboros.
Both died on dates shown on the symbols.
The problem is that Green's date of death was carved long ago.
The modus operandi of a murderer. Symbols and dates, one carved half a century ago, the other freshly painted, both coinciding with the dates of Green's and Kovalov's final deaths. And there's more. So yeah, this is one in the tree that was carved half a century ago, and this one. Monitoring records.
Why didn't we have access to these recordings?
They were in the Red Room.
I'll try to get to them.
Recordings of Green's massacre. Afterwards, you can see he took a lift up by himself and hung himself from the tree, but he acted like there was someone there with him. So, yeah, I think that's proof that either he was being controlled by the stranger, or the stranger was, like, in his body. Well, no, he couldn't have done that. Because if the stranger was in his body, like, I think he's, okay, The stranger's in his body, I think, to do the shooting. And then maybe he transfers back and then makes Green actually hang himself. Unless it's not that person at all. Or maybe kind of like we were seeing in our hallucination with Sarah, maybe the stranger has an ability. Well, actually, no, we know he has an ability. I keep stopping halfway through my sentences, sorry, but we know the stranger has an ability because he got into our mind too. Remember when we were faced with the first decision we had to make and shoot the guy in the Icarus bar, right? James looked like he was like struggling, right? Like he was like resisting the urge to shoot. Like it would have been easier to give in. So the stranger does seem to have like the ability to influence or even control maybe other people through Icarite. And I bet that's what he did to Green. So maybe, after all, it is Green who killed himself and all of these people, like his mind in his own body, but he was just being made to do it through the use of Icarite somehow. Because we're getting the sense that that Icarite can be used more than the transfer of consciousness, if that makes sense. There's another purpose for it, or something else. Green's plans. Lots of failed attempts to save the current system.
I learned this was the plan for the next 100 years. Numerous attempts to save what we have in this system.
And our system isn't perfect? At least for them.
Turns out not to be the case. Apparently, every prediction ended in disaster.
Interesting. Icarus Lounge. The famous Boyle and fucking Park plotted in the same lounge with Roy from the stadiums and Miller from security company.
Fucking Demmer.
Oh, haven't heard that before. Good to know you still have feelings for them.
So these are all the dead people that we saw in the Icarus Lounge. And this is the new stuff that we just got from her. Recordings of the synchro test conversations between Salma and Green. The politician's predictions didn't bode well.
How did you describe it? That you're losing control of yourself? It's a kind of consciousness erosion. We'll increase the dose of ambrosia and the amount of synchro tests. Should help.
I need something better.
We don't have anything else yet. I'm working on it.
It's one big joke.
Selma sounds familiar, don't you think?
Shit, I thought she was gonna get herself a synthesizer.
Synthesizer, meaning they have the same voice? Okay, but that does kind of allude to some of the stuff we were discussing in the last episode. Like, there maybe is a limit to the amount of transfers. Like, technically you can transfer as many times as you want, but there does seem some kind of erosion that happens to your memory or your consciousness about it. And Green's not happy about it. Because I bet with his private machine there, he's probably been doing it even more than we think, right? To have his fun or whatever in that fucking room, right? So he's probably deteriorating, or was deteriorating a lot more than we think he is, right? Or was, rather. He's toast. Red Room's bigwigs. A combative senator, a lecherous governor, a media magnate. An influential group. They plotted to distract the little people and diffuse unrest.
I'm getting used to the big names of the corpses at our feet. What are they doing there? Apart from the obvious.
Together they worked on how to calm the riots, how to use the Fourth Estate. Who knows if they would have failed.
Dickheads.
Interesting. TV people. A group of journalists and celebrities from the Red Room, delivering the same message through the screens.
Lots of familiar faces, but compared to Green, they're small fry.
It's their mouth that spits out lies that millions eat up.
And that's the Derek Starr, right? His real body, anyway. So, I guess the politicians and stuff, they have like these big private parties. Obviously, there's the appeal of just having like a big fancy party, sex party, you know, do whatever you want with your vices, etc., etc. Only the elite, yada yada. So that's the obvious appeal that Sarah is talking about. But beyond that, this is the influential group, as they put it, right? Using the media to control people, right? If they are all on the same page, right, they can all advocate for the same message, the same idea, so that the masses hear a collected and unified vision, right? If they're hearing it from people they like, people they respect, not just politicians and stuff like that, right? The more you hear it, the more familiar it is to you, the easier it is to sway people to vote one way or another, choose one way or another, etc., right? To accept the situation that benefits these two groups the most. Okay. Green's orphanages were secretly body farms for him and the other sick fucks.
I still don't get that part of the story. When I think that they really use the...
At least the motherfucker's dead.
Everyone like him deserved it.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's always the fucking orphanages. It's like, not the orphans, man. Like, leave them the fuck alone. But like, every evil corporation is like, you know what? Let's be charitable towards this orphanage and we'll just use the children. And you're like, why? Why? The fuck is wrong with you people? God, people suck. Okay, so that's all the evidence. Rant over. Taking over the body, do we have any indications the Tiller took control of Green? The meaning of intrigue. What was the point of a plot that linked Green's case to the Icarus shooting? Okay, so now we're connecting the scenes that we've seen. So... the modus operandi, one carved half a century ago, the other freshly painted. This connects the two of them.
And it all comes down to this? Fucking why?
Art for art's sake?
I guess not. I thought for sure that would connect them since it's the same symbol in both places, but okay. I guess they're looking for more like concrete things, like the same people, the same groups of people, etc. Alright. So this one lends to taking over the body.
Doesn't act normal.
Could this be desynchro?
Right. Him freaking out or whatever, like maybe it's his desynchronization process that finally took over him. Maybe there's a possibility that, like, his consciousness of whatever this body was, like, fucked him up and rejected him, so he killed himself. But more likely, it seems like the stranger took control of him. But that's what that's what they're trying to play devil's advocate for, right? Maybe this is the link between them all?
They didn't die because of money.
Yeah, they had plenty of it. There had to be another reason.
They're all plotting. They're all from the same groups in different places. Maybe the recordings, like his... Oh wait, hang on a second. So, with that in mind, the new theory, Green's behavior is weird. He's alone in the recordings. Maybe he seems to be arguing with somebody. Maybe fighting? What does it mean? And then with this one, the four of them were scheming some new taxes, trying to cover their asses. Their death is significant, but taxes don't explain it. There has to be something more. So what is it? And that something more... diffuse the unrest... The illegal consciousness transfer and Salma's recordings both kind of seem like it would work here for the fight theory, that like maybe he had someone with him, but it lends more to like it being a desynchro issue, because same thing with like the other chair. Maybe the other chair, because like he could have, I don't know. We'll try it, but I don't think it quite fits. It does. Green doesn't act like himself in the recordings. The machine added to his desynchronization, but he didn't use it on the night of the incident. Do we have any reason to think someone might have tampered with his psyche? Oh. Is that possible? I guess this would be the reason, right? He's saying that there's something wrong with him.
There may be no evidence that they made a transfer of consciousness at the time of the incident, but his behavior...
I know, it's damn suspicious. Let's just put it together piece by piece.
There's no sign anyone there had done a consciousness swap, but the level of Green's desynchronization along with the recording show he wasn't fully in control of himself. Okay. Back to why they all died. Lots of failed attempts to save the current system, maybe that why? There we go, okay. So, Green had Kovalev take out the players who were the symbols of the old order. In Green's final moments, there had to be more to it than just these few guys. So maybe the senator, right then? Yeah.
You're telling me these are the only people who can deal with the chaos in this city?
Am I? No. But I think that's what Green is trying to tell us.
Do you buy it?
Well, this motherfucker knew corruption and power like no one else. Okay, whether it was Green's will or someone else was pulling the strings, why did Green have to die?
I see at least three possibilities.
Can you be more specific, Miss Detective?
I'm throwing them in.
Oh, we get more. Okay, so for Green, killing the bodies of both of those owners meant critical mass. With fewer people in the city having real power, there was no way to hold back the spread of chaos. Right, so like get rid of all of the influential people, get rid of the old order, and then Green himself gets killed. All of the people that were holding up the system are dead, relatively, right? Now what? Green's shadow.
The whole thing may simply have been about tearing the city apart.
Green was a key player in the intrigue, which was about burning Rome. Okay. If someone could influence Green, it's possible they could control someone else too.
Following this lead, Green didn't have to be the only one like that.
The situation created a political vacuum perfect for someone who wanted to seize power.
Since the most influential players are more or less dead, their seats are up for grabs.
Yep. Changing of the guard. Okay, so with these two things combined, right? Green wasn't in control of himself and got rid of everybody with power. This means why did Green have to die? So the conclusion can either be Green was about burning Rome and seeing everything just burn to the ground. Someone is controlling him. And the situation created a political vacuum, changing of the guard, right? I feel like it could almost be all three, right? Because they are creating chaos in order to change the guard, and somebody was controlling him. I feel like they don't have to be mutually exclusive here, but obviously they want us to choose one. Why did Green have to die? If he was being controlled by someone else, then maybe he would know and would have to die. I guess that answers that question. Why did he have to die? Because he was a key player in the intrigue, which was about burning Rome. Doesn't quite make sense to me, the way that that's phrased. I get about, like, disrupting the status quo and stuff, but if we're assuming that he's the last piece, right, of, like, the influential people that have any power, then if you kill him, then you burn Rome down, I suppose. I think that's what they're trying to say. And then if he had to die because he is the last person of power, it's not just about burning it to the ground to see it burn, it's about replacing the people in those positions with other people. That seems a little bit more likely. This stranger doesn't imply that he wants to take over the system or anything like that, other than he just wants it destroyed, is kind of what he's hinting at, and more specifically that he just wants these people punished. So I almost think it's this one, actually, even though I said it didn't make as much sense to me. But if this one is specifically about just burning the system down just to burn it, whereas this one is about burning the system down to replace it, right? I almost think the stranger is more interested in burning it down just to burn it down, right? Some men want to watch the world burn. He wants to see these people punished.
Green was the last person who could stop the spreading chaos.
I wonder if his death was a crime of passion, or if it was planned.
It seemed like it was definitely planned, but okay. Killing Green was the last straw to destabilize this town, but why now? In the middle of everything instead of pulling the strings to the bitter end. So you can undo this if you want to. I wonder if this changes the ending of the game, like these choices here. Like, if I chose, like, the Puppet Master, does that change the ending? I would be a little disappointed if that were the case, because then you're picking your own ending, but you're not really solving the mystery. The mystery is being solved around your choices, if that makes sense. So, like, if this is the conclusion that we're going to, and they're like, yeah, you're right, but then you chose something else, and they're like, yeah, you're right, I feel like that would be disappointing. So I hope that's not the case. I hope that I'm either right in this conclusion and I'm barking up the right tree, or I'm totally wrong, because that is realistically how it works, and I would prefer that over being like, yeah, good job. You know what I mean? So I can choose from any of these, I suppose. Why kill Green now instead of letting him do the rest of it? You can say changing of the guard. You could also say that it was predicted, right? Oh, that seems interesting. Destroying the world order takes a plan carried out over decades, but Green died before he finished the job. Was that his doing or the killer's, and which one was pulling the strings? Oh.
How much planning does it take to set up something like that?
I don't know.
A lot. You have to
But we need to figure out who's pulling the strings in all of this.
get on the in with all these really high influential people. Complete all the boards. Woohoo! Ma'am? Let's try to draw conclusions.
Okay, let's try to draw some conclusions. It all comes down to one question. Could Green really be a puppet?
I thought so, but the more I watch the Red Room and foyer footage, the more I doubt it. Green, the way he gestures and talks to himself, he looks crazy.
Talking to yourself doesn't mean you're crazy.
You know what I mean, when he's waving his arms and hurting himself. But I have no idea what taking over a body would look like. Fuck, I don't know. Which one of them was behind this? Green or the killer?
The more important the decision, the less certain, huh?
We're out of time for mistakes.
True. Oh, fuck, we have to choose. Oh, God. I mean, honestly, ¿por qué no los dos, right? Why can't it be both? Why can't it be the murderer having maneuvered him all this time? Maybe Green finds out and is like, oh, fuck. And then he's trying to sabotage what the murderer is trying to do, or realizes, right, that he's fucked and is trying to just get out of the situation. What's more interesting is the murderer is behind it all. He's controlling this man from somewhere, somehow, Icarite, something. That's more interesting. What is the truth, though? That's what I should say. I don't know. I feel like I don't have enough information to be able to guess which one it would be. I don't think this is the final guess, but I definitely think it's supposed to be a guesstimate, and I don't have enough information in my point of view to point to one thing or the other. I don't know enough about Icarite. No one does, apparently, in this room, and I don't know enough about what Green's full plan was to discern what might have gone wrong, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is kind of a 50-50 shot in the dark, to be honest, and it's a little miffed by that, but it's okay. I don't think this is the end, like I said, but it is an interesting choice to make. If we're going on Green was behind it, and there is no stranger, no murderer, then what have we been hearing? Right? If Green was behind it all, then how are we hearing someone on the phone talk to us? Right? Telling us that something bad happened to Sarah, yada yada. Is that the case becoming real in our mind, and it's our desynchronization issues that are having an issue, and taking the case that we're working on and making it real mentally for us, for James, right? So there is no stranger is what I'm saying, and that it's our mind taking things to a new level and we're just not aware of it, right? That is a possibility, because when we entered Sarah's apartment here, we are seeing a situation that was not real, right? We said, oh, she's got to be in trouble. We looked through all the things, we see all the graffiti, we're scared of it, and then we heard the stranger's voice along with Sarah's. I assumed at the time that it was the murderer taking over her as well, the same way it could be taking over Green, but if it's not the case and there is no murderer, then it's us hearing what we want to hear, right? Thinking and seeing something that is not real. Doesn't help us any further with this question, but also very much a possibility. But it tells you whether or not you think there's actually a stranger there. Also worth noting that Sarah's never once interacted with the stranger. When we get cut off from communication, she's just like, what's going on, right? There's no moment where she's like, who was that, or whatever. And I don't think we've ever told her straight that we've been getting conversations with the stranger, the killer, right? Maybe with those things stacking up in my brain, maybe it was Green all along and he just went crazy. And it's much more simple, because it's often the simplest solution. I always want to make it really complicated and elaborate, but oftentimes it's the simplest solution. And to say that there's some crazy puppet master controlling the Icarite, overthrowing the city, who's been in all of the politicians for all of these years and all these decades, getting into the most elite societies, is very, very, very complicated. Is it possible? Absolutely. But it might be the simplest solution, so I think I'm going to go with Green after all of this. I really thought it was somebody, I really did, but I'm almost thinking because of our mental issues, we're seeing what we want to see. And Green, I think, had a plan with Kovalev, and then got mentally fucked, and maybe self-sabotaged.
I'll admit, our alleged killer knows a lot. But we don't have enough evidence that taking control of bodies is even possible. Green wouldn't be so easy to manipulate. He held this city by the balls for hundreds of years. Seems he decided to go out in a blaze of glory and burn it all down.
If Green planned it all, then what role did the killer play in everything?
So, what's his next step?
The motherfucker leaves no trace. The trail's cold.
Why haven't we heard of him before? He's a pro, after all.
Criminals are still in their learning curve when they do their first crimes. They leave more traces behind.
I'll check similar poisoning cases in recent years.
No, poison may have been removed from reports. Check the final death.
Okay, that conversation implies that Sarah does know that the stranger's been talking to us. Which
Oh, I think I have something.
is a little frustrating.
2 weeks. No, shit. I was wrong. Forget it.
Sarah, rewind.
Train accident. That's us.
No, you can't touch your own case, or reconstruct it, or explain it. You can't defend yourself.
I'm the only one who can.
Oh, the fucking savior of the world. Can't you let go just this once?
You know the answer.
No.
Damn you. Hang on.
We're gonna reconstruct
I
our
have to-
own case?
What's this?
A new earpiece. This one shouldn't be so easy to spot.
Ah,
So she is aware.
thanks.
Ugh. Follow the lead. Oh, uh-oh. Not the beach. If she is aware of the... Or I feel like we're slightly closer to her than before, but we ain't gonna make it. While we're trudging in the water. If she is aware of the stranger, it still takes an immense amount of planning and insider information to get to the places where you are getting to.
Rachel!
I still think Green might have planned it. And maybe the killer is superseding that plan if he is a separate entity, which they seem to have confirmed just now. I'm a little miffed. But it makes more sense that Green planned it. Because he would have the access that this guy needs. A random person, I feel it was so hard to get into these elite societies. It seems damn near impossible. It would have to be one of them. And it makes far more sense if it was Green enacting some other plan. Right?
Rachel!
Looking in the mirror at yourself, sometimes the scariest thing imaginable. But it was time to face myself on my own, without dragging anyone else down.
Oh, so we're gonna face our own accident next time? Oh boy. Okay, to finish that thought though, it would make much more sense if someone like Green planned it versus a random like killer, because you just, the insider information, the access you would have to Icarus Bar, to the records, to the Red Room, to the political society, I think, and we've seen the notes, right? Green was planning something with Kovalev. I think that was real, right? Obviously, we've seen the evidence of that, and I think that's very apparent that they had a plan of their own. Maybe the killer, they needed, you know, someone who was either a part of their crew and we haven't met them yet, or someone who they would deem like a lower life, right? That they could use in the shadows, right? To function where they couldn't. And this person would be enacting a lot of the plans, perhaps starting the shoot-off, triggering the explosion, things like that, right? It doesn't make as much sense if, like, this person is controlling these two wealthy, long-living, basically kings of society, right? I mean, to influence those guys, the amount of arrogance and ego from being on top for so long, I don't think they would be easily swayed by some random person. It would have to be someone in their group. So I think I ultimately stand with the decision that I made, that it had to be Green that planned it. But I think what I'm aiming at, what I'm getting at, is the stranger, the killer, superseded that plan. So what I'm saying is, we know that Kovalev shot up the Icarus, and we now know that Green shot up the Red Room, right? Both places full of influential people that they had dealings with concerning politics, concerning city, concerning money, etc. Right? The body problem. And if we're saying that Green did this and they planned it, right? We have to move forward with the plan, was what his note said. Then they planned both together to take out everything. I don't know if Kovalev planned to die. I think he maybe planned to live, as did Green, and that the two of them would reconstruct everything, right? Now that they were the ones left, they were the ones in charge. the stranger enters into it, perhaps, as the accomplice in the shadows, someone that people don't know, and helping Kovalev kill everybody on Icarus, helping Green kill everyone in that room, but then making the last move, which is the stranger's personal move, to supersede the plan and kill each of them, right? So at the end, Kovalev gets killed, and now Green gets killed. Kovalev gets murdered, the place explodes, yada yada, and Green gets hung from the tree, and it looks like an apparent suicide, right? Especially after he went and shot up all those people. So I think that's where we're going, and I think that does ultimately make sense. It took me a minute to get there, and I think that my reasoning was maybe a little wonky at first, but thinking more on it, hearing the final conversation, knowing that they do actually know all of the pieces, I think it's falling into place better, and it makes more sense. It's a simpler solution than the puppet master thing, and it still lends to the idea that there were two plans kind of going on, and that's where the killer fits in, right? One was Green's plan with Kovalev to dislodge the current status quo and the people in power to either get themselves more power, and the stranger is using that to his advantage, essentially. His or her advantage, I should say. We don't know who they are. Okay, wow. Wow. This definitely seems like the penultimate episode. I think that now that James is going to face full-on his own accident and get an idea of perhaps the extent of his injuries, his transfer, we'll probably find out a lot more about the desynchronization issues. It seems to be a problem within Green's mind. Maybe his weakened state from desynchronization was what led the killer to be able to kill him. So many possibilities are going down, but we are narrowing things down. It seems less convoluted than before, but still with a lot of questions unanswered. So I'm very curious how they're gonna wrap this up. I really hope that it's not gonna be like a cliffhanger where it's like, oh, it could be any of these things out there. The truth. Does it even matter because life sucks and we're gonna just cherish what we have in the here and now, right? Because we have two people living for things of the past, either somebody who is dead or might as well be dead, right, with Taylor and Rachel. And I think that together they're reigniting their own lives and seeing what they themselves are worth in themselves without their partners. And I'm hoping that they'll come to see that they are worthy too of living life and moving on. And it's not to say that she should give up on Taylor or anything like that. It's just to say that, like, she needs to take care of herself too, and so does James. They both do. I'm really excited to see what's next, so I hope you guys are too. I believe this will be the last episode. In the next episode, so the final death of this series will be right over here. I hope you guys are ready to solve the mystery. Make your predictions now. Put it in the comments because we will find out in the next one for sure. All right, guys. See you then. See you in the night.